All right, say it again, say it again, say it again. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Every time I hear that song, it just do something to me. All right. So, all right, man. Like I said, tonight we have a special guest, the real deal, Holyfield, Damian Adams. What's going on, Damian?
Doing good, man. Glad to be on the show. Ready to talk some football. But I know the real reason you brought me on here, though. So, I know you want me to eat some crow about your 49ers. I already know it.
Hey, man, look, like I said, I gotta give my boy Damian a shout out, man, because I hit him up on Twitter before the game, and I'm like, hey, man, look, win, lose, or draw, you got to pull up. Even though I knew he was gonna make it, but whatever. That's beside the point. Win, lose, or draw. You got to pull up. You got to pull up.
Boy, something's wrong with this.
It's too late for this, bro.
Yeah, man. Damien, stop this.
Damian, isn't this conversation me and you had?
We did. He
That's
hit me up. He was like, win, lose, or draw. I need you to come on and explain why the 49ers made the playoffs and the Saints didn't. He did that for the
But that's not what he said. He said he knew they were gonna make the playoffs.
Right.
That's not what he said.
I also said that.
But every week,
yeah.
You don't see the weeks in between.
Right,
every week,
right.
Man, my 49ers career over.
Damian,
my 49ers
right. I'm not listening to that.
Damian,
I don't care what he told you on Twitter.
Well, we don't care. First of all, y'all don't even got a Twitter page, so
that's fine. We don't
what
care.
What you're talking right now is irrelevant.
Pure lies.
Right. Second of all, Damian, didn't I say that as well on Twitter?
You did.
I said we was going to win, right? I said we was going to win. You said y'all was going to win.
Yeah, week 18,
even though y'all did win, right?
Week 18, he says it, bro. What about from 1 to 17, bro?
What about
you wasn't saying that?
You want to talk about your team?
I know. I knew my team was career over, so I knew that. There was no question that. You know what I mean? You were talking about get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, all this stuff. Now we're gonna win.
No, we was talking about get rid of you.
It's always something. That's fine by me. You know what I mean? I can go back in the room and go to sleep. You know
that's what you've been doing for the last 6 weeks, anyways. All right, man. So look, man, we're not gonna bore y'all with Avery talking about how many naps and how many sandwiches or whatever
Welcome
he got
back.
going on. I don't even know, man. All right, man. So as y'all may know, man, last night Alabama lost to Georgia. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, I bet you was probably on the Georgia bandwagon, huh?
Yep, sure was. I ain't about to lie to you. Yep.
I've been waiting on Georgia to get back there since they lost the national championship the first time.
Oh, now you a Georgia fan.
I never said I was a Georgia fan, but I want somebody to finally beat Bama.
Why don't you beat them?
Here we go. Let's go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm just asking, man. Could you talk about somebody? Nah, but I mean, it's good to see somebody different win. Georgia obviously was deserving. All right, what's your take on the game, Damian?
Now, it was a good game. It's hard to be a team that's that good twice. Alabama beat Georgia earlier in the year. And the first half reminded me of the good old days from back in the day. I'm an LSU fan when LSU and Bama used to go at it. And we had that crazy 9-6 game. The first half kind of reminded me of that with how the defenses were playing. But in the second half, you saw both offenses kind of got going, but Georgia really, their defense and offense put together in the second half, especially that fourth quarter. So you got to give them respect for that. And it is good to see somebody else besides Bama win. That does get a little boring.
What about you, James? What's your take on the game?
At first, it was kind of boring. Alabama had plenty of opportunities in the first half. They were driving it downfield, but Georgia was stopping them. So they was instead of getting touchdowns, they was getting 3 points. So I think Alabama could have, they could have broke it open early, but they kept it close with Georgia, and then Georgia ground game came alive. And then, oh boy, they started picking on that secondary in the second half. So, I'm glad to see Georgia win because people just like a couple of years ago, man, before the Saban, Bama wasn't like that. And people just jumped on their bandwagon out the blue, man. Like, people that don't even live in Alabama, they like, oh, Bama this, Bama that, Bama. No, man, stop it, bro. Bama was trash for a period, then it became good again. So, nah, man. So, I was going for Georgia, but I'm a Notre Dame fan, so we didn't get in, so it is what it is.
I was just about to say that, man. I thought you was a Notre Dame fan, but I feel you. All right, Avery, what's your take on the game, man?
First, you got to put some respect on Stetson Bennett's name, man. That one deep throw he got in the back of the end zone when man caught it, but that was a hell of a throw, man.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a great defensive game. It came out a couple of turnovers, which went Georgia away. I thought, look, when Stetson Bennett had thrown that one ball and the fumble, I said, here we go for the SEC championship game. But overall, Georgia played well. I'm happy for Kirby Smart. I'm happy for Stinson Bennett. They've been down on him all year. They always wanted JT Daniels to start, but I'm proud of Kirby Smart by keeping him in there and had faith in him, and he delivered. Period, point blank. When the time was tight, he delivered. So I'm crying. It was just a good game. You know, it was a good game.
Got you. All right, Chuck, what's your take on the game, man?
Like I said, it was just a very competitive first half. I felt like the first time Georgia was kind of prisoners of the moment. I think the moment kind of caught up to them because I always felt like Georgia's been the best team in the country this particular year to me. But I will say they got some good luck not having Michi and when Williams got hurt. I mean, hey, that because I don't think they had an answer for Michi the third if he plays. I don't think they had an answer. He is just that good. So the fact that he got hurt a couple of weeks ago, I think really played in their favor. If those two don't get hurt, you got a real dog fight.
And I'm gonna add one more thing to you, Chuck, what you said about her. And they had a backup secondary too, so that benefited Georgia as well.
Yeah.
They didn't have their regular stars in their secondary. So
that freshman wide receiver dropping some balls too. He dropped one ball, boy.
You talking about 84? You talking about 84?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but like I'm with Avery. My what's his name? Stetson.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. I'm real happy for him.
Hey, I don't think I had Philly with a losing season.
I did,
Jared.
I had.
I thought I had them like 9-8 or something like that.
I can't.
I had them.
I did. I know I did.
I was wrong about them too.
I gotta go back and find my notes. I don't recall. I might have, but I think I had them with the most wins though. But I mean, I don't know if a lot of us seen that coming though.
Well, I mean, you about right. You said 9-8. That's pretty much what they are. So it ain't like you were wrong. They just.
I mean, I might have been 9-8 or I might have been 8-9. I was something. I was something in that neighborhood. But I mean, he might be right. Maybe I didn't have what it wins.
They got in the playoffs with that mess. Oh.
Man, what you trying to say, man? Don't be trying to disrespect.
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. Hey, I ain't gonna say it mess. They got in. I don't care. There's a lot of mess out there.
This is the first time their division been winning the division with that record. So shoot.
Yeah.
And that 17 game helps. So I mean that 17 game helped.
Nah, you know, I know this is a little off script, but I do want to ask y'all that. I've seen a lot of people say this. I'm just curious what y'all think. With the 18 games, do you think people that broke the record on the 18 week, do you think it should be an asterisk next to the record?
Who broke a record?
I do. A lot of people did.
A couple people broke records. Like they broke
like
records.
What?
I gotta go back and look, but I know some people did break some records though. And I know it was a lot of records that could have potentially been broke too. Like the sack record, but the sack record was one that could have been broke.
Well, what about
right? Tied it?
Yeah, he tied it.
Yeah, he tied it. But I'm saying like,
didn't he miss some games this season though? What?
He did what?
He did.
That's the thing though. So you can say like in a normal 16-week season, he wouldn't have had that extra game to play to catch it.
Right.
But you can also say if we're gonna be critical, we can start from the 14 game when they started.
Right, exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? Like now we're saying 16, now it's 17. So no, you break it, you break it. They're meant to be broken.
Yeah.
Who broke? Somebody broke Romo's TD record. Okay,
I just think it's impressive. Cooper Kupp
Dak Prescott.
That Prescott did.
Yeah, that true Cooper Kupp, man. That triple crown for receiving, that's impressive. I don't care how many games it is.
You know, he won the triple crown for the FCS for the most career yards and most career reception yards, most touchdowns, and most receptions for the FCS in football. Cooper Kupp.
I can believe that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely had an impressive.
Didn't Tom Brady do something else this year? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember.
I don't know, man. Almost every time Now that Drew Brees is gone, really ain't much standing in the way of him breaking the whole.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, because he did something. He broke something else to Drew Brees. Something else. I can't remember.
He broke the yardage, if I'm not mistaken. It was a yardage.
He did back and forth last year, and then he finally took it over this year.
And honestly, the way he looked, I don't see no reason why he probably won't play another season.
I can see it.
He looks okay.
I mean, he looks okay, but I mean, he don't look no worse than some of these other quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's still a top 15 quarterback in the league. So
he definitely look better than Kirk Cousins. I tell you.
I mean, he threw for how many yards this year?
4,000.
4,000, yeah.
Hey, you can talk your junk about Kirk Cousins, but I tell you what, they're a much better team with him than when he wasn't playing against Green Bay, because they look like JV out there when he wasn't playing. I mean, I'm just saying, I ain't saying they would have beat them boys, but at least it would have been a better game with them playing.
That's why that quarterback's a backup. I mean, that's the reason. Of course, we can all say that. Trey Lance looks the same way when he was playing. Y'all barely got through that one game. He looked terrible. So, I mean, they're back.
But the proof is in the pudding. Minnesota smacked them the first time when he played. They beat him.
So, I mean, I'm not high on Kirk Cousins.
He got quiet when he said that.
No, I didn't get quiet.
I mean, you did. When he said that, he was like,
well, he is what he is. He's 7-10. No, I know. I mean, he's 7-9, whatever the record is.
He's better than Danny Dimes.
Absolutely. But I still don't.
All right, then.
All right. And that's a fact, but I still don't want him.
Only reason why he's saying Danny Dimes the best is because he like when the daggone Cowboys beat the mess out of y'all. But all right. So, anyways, man, like I said, we gonna move it right on along to Black Monday, right? So, couple coach got fired. Your coach got fired today, right, Avery? So I guess this is like continuation of Black Monday.
Get him out of there.
Whatever. Sorry, Avery. I'm gonna ask you this real quick. So, since your coach is fired, what coach would you like to see brought in?
I don't know. We gotta get our personnel. It's our personnel.
Well, you got to start with the coach and the GM, though, right?
I'm more worried about the GM. I want Louis Riddick. I'm more worried about the GM than the coach.
Okay, so you want Louis Riddick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
hopefully he can get our personnel.
Would you want Chuck's old coach Brian Flores?
I told people that I would take Brian Flores. I'll get to him in a minute.
Somebody said Kellen Moore. That's who you want.
Kellen Moore's not a bad innovator. I don't mind that. But like Byron Leftwich, but see, some of them coaches got to be smart. You take that job, especially black coaches. You take that job, it's terrible in a year, and they'll get you out of there. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it all 1 year. Hugh Jackson, the Arizona coach, had 1 year. So they don't get opportunities like that. You got some coaches that have been trashed for 4 years, and they still out there. So I don't know. Mike McCarthy, he's garbage, and he's still in the Dallas. Just luckily he has a good team. Okay, so I'm not saying no.
So you think if Joe Judge had?
Going, man.
So you think if Joe Judge had Dallas, they'd be good?
Yes, but their personnel is better. Like for real, Dallas has a well-kept personnel. Jerry Jones drafted well. You got to look at their personnel. He drafted well. Period.
I keep talking about McCarthy suck, but then y'all was saying, "Oh boy, suck."
He does too. He has too many game mistakes, bro. He's lucky his team is pretty decent. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers. So, he's right.
A lot of coaches on that.
But he wasn't making the mistakes in Green Bay like that, like he doing in Dallas. So
Eric B. enemy. Okay, good thing.
I just don't want them coaches to get to a situation where they get that one shot and then it's done.
I got you.
They're gonna put them there for sure.
So next, next we're gonna travel to Miami. I heard somebody say they a Green Bay fan now. They're not a Miami fan no more. I'm just saying. But
I gotta hear you can't do that.
That's what he said.
They're doing it to me. I got
it. You can't. You got to.
I mean, but if you made it from the Dan Marino days to now, you should be used to this, right?
You've been terrible.
I'm about to be 40 in 2 months. I ain't got no more time.
You got to figure out a team, right? You got to figure out a team to get your first Super Bowl in your lifetime, right? I got you, bro.
So same question I asked Avery. I know where Brian Flores being fired, and I know a lot of us. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody here feels like it was unjust, right? And it wasn't right. Who would you like to see them bring in now, or you just done with Miami for real?
No, I mean, of course I'm gonna be a Miami fan always, but at this point, if they're gonna continue to do what they're doing, I don't think it matters who we get. Like if you're willing to do a guy who's basically in the last 2 years giving you an identity finally, a winning culture, and you're willing to just dispose of him, I don't see. I mean, I'm like speechless. I don't get what it is that you want. So I mean,
best 2 year stretch that Miami's had, I think, since they said 0-1 and 0-2.
Like, but both last year we were 1 loss away from the playoffs. We lost to Denver, that cost us. This year we actually were 1 game away from possibly winning the division. People ain't realize that.
Whoa. Right? What you riding with?
If we would have won out, we would have been tied for the division, and then they would have had to do tiebreakers and all that. So the 1 game against Tennessee where we got,
he still would have been fine.
Right. So I mean, I don't know, man. But before we move on, I'm gonna just address because I heard some statements on other shows and all that, which makes no sense.
Well, say what the other show was.
Oh, we can probably, I don't care.
Last night.
Last night on Sports.
Last night. What was the show though?
Sports Arena. I said Sports
Okay,
Arena.
go ahead. My fault.
So last night on Sports Arena, there were some statements, and I want to put I'm gonna put some life lessons on some people.
You mean life?
And I'm gonna put it in context. I'm gonna use an example. If Avery works for me, and Avery is doing his job well, but I have motive to move another way, no matter how good he's doing, I can say what I want to say to make Avery character look bad. I can say what I want to say to put it out there like he was the problem just because I want to get rid of him. We got to stop looking at people and being so analytical and saying, well, higher ups told me this. Higher ups going to tell you anything because that's what they wanted. So they're just going to spin it and make it look like it
Can
was
I ask a question real quick?
And like that's my thing.
Can I ask one question real quick, Chuck?
Sure.
So you said if Avery was working for you, he was doing his job good. With that job,
see what I'm saying? He don't ever want to. He
I gotta ask
Chuck, I want to hear what you got to say. He interrupt for that.
I'm about to ask a question.
No, you about to finish, man.
Because the question I had was,
I ain't about to hear this. Go ahead, Chuck.
How can you not do good eating all the extra food at the buffet that's left? But go ahead, man. My fault. Go ahead, Chuck.
I mean, no, I'm just finishing by saying, so when us as analysts and us as people that study the sport say, well, this is not coming from my mouth, it's coming from people that's in the organization and people that do this, they're going to tell you that because they had their own motive and because that's what they wanted to do. It ain't necessarily that he probably was the problem. It ain't necessarily that it was a big deal to get. They wanted him out. And so now they're going to tell you what they need to tell you to justify making a bad move. Period. Right. That's all it is. They made a bad move, and they're going to tell the world, they're going to tell the media, they're going to tell us whatever they need to do to justify making that terrible move. That was the worst move in the NFL in a few years. That was horrible.
So do you think that move is worse than not taking? I'm staying with Miami, right? You think that move is worse than not taking Herbert over Tua?
I do, for the simple fact that you made the mistake, right? But even with the mistake, you were still in a winning situation in the last 2 years that could have got better with a mediocre quarterback. So I do feel like it's worse. I do.
Well, can I speak a little bit on that too?
Yeah.
Watch it. That ain't Flores' fault. Even though Tua and
no, I didn't say it was his fault.
Hold on. I know you did. That ain't Flores' fault. Tua and Herbert in the same position. They on the couch. So you can rate the quarterbacks you want to, but truthfully, I'm taking Herbert. That's a fact. Number two, that's the GM fault. GM drafted that. GM did all this, right? So why ain't the GM fired? Let's just call it what it is. If you're gonna fire the coach, fire the GM as well. The owner is the one who fired the coach. So if you're gonna fire the coach, you need to fire the GM. He drafted Tua. I mean, Tua, he was injured when he came in. To me, this is really his rookie year. He got thrown in the fire last year off injury. He wasn't ready. This year, to me, is more his rookie year. Now, if you think about a stat with Flores, he's 19-14 the last 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. He's the number one head coach candidate. That's a problem. You fired the number one head coach candidate, right? So look at Miami. It's not Florida. It's Miami. They are a mediocre organization. They've had one win in the last 10 years. One win in the last 10 years. That's why since Dan Marino, y'all have been hot garbage. You can win in the division, barely make the playoffs. Anything else, right? So to me, they're the same as.
You said they had one winning season in the last 10 years.
Last 10 years.
They had a winning season this year and last year.
I already named the 2 years for Flores. I'm talking about before Flores.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That's what you see what I'm saying? The 19-14 Flores. So you keep building off that.
Yeah, it was Adam Gase.
Right. That's it. Anything else? We'll give Chad Pennington when they won the division when Tom Brady got hurt. But other than that, name sometime the Dolphins been relevant.
I got you. I agree.
Right. The Dolphins did the same that the Lions did. And look what the Lions are now. They fired Jim Caldwell. He's been making the playoffs for 2 years. They fired him. Look at the Lions. Trash. You know what I'm saying? So, good riddance. The Dolphins going to be who all the Dolphins are. And I don't blame you jumping off the bandwagon for the Dolphins. Because I don't blame you jumping off. It's ridiculous.
Right. You jumping off the Giants bandwagon?
No, because at least I know that
that's true.
Our organization, yes, we've made mistakes these last 6 years. We've been hot trash. But I believe more is going to get the stuff right to get us back to Super Bowl contention. I just believe that. What's Ross done? Nothing. Name something Ross done. Division? One playoff win? Maybe. I don't think he got that. So you fire a head coach for what? Because you see another shining star out there? You're going right back to the same thing. But the general manager should have been fired just like the head coach. He didn't want to hire Tua. They can't keep nobody healthy. They don't got no running backs. They don't have anything.
See,
what does money have?
So
that's why I say you can look at a lot of holes in stories because, like I heard last night as well, the issue with him not being able to develop Tua and blah 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 blah. You got to look at every good quarterback in this league. How many of them had to be developed? Either you got it or you don't. I'm just calling. There's not many. If you have to develop them, there's not many. But
I mean, I will say this: we've seen guys get better. Like to me,
but Tua has gotten better from this year last year.
Yeah, he has.
So let's think about this.
But I don't think he made the leap. Like Jalen Hurts to me is just watching him play is better, way better this year than he was last year, just based off his decision making.
But guess what? They built that offense around Hurts. That's just a fact.
And if you build our offense around Tua, it's not going to be a good change to me. Because
Tua don't have 1 year, bro.
Because to me, I think this is me as a fan and as what I see. I think we have everything we need except for that position. That's just me.
I think you got the
because
position.
At the end of the day, Tua is not explosive. He's not going to get that ball downfield. Like he made the statement talking about, well, Flores ain't like him. That's why he kept bitching him, and that's why he kept putting Fitz in. No, he couldn't get the ball downfield, and they put Fitz in, and Fitz won 4 or 5 games last season for us because he can get the ball downfield. Period. It ain't about you not liking nobody. What I need to do to win.
I got you. So what you think about this, Damian Adams?
I think Avery hit on the head. Like he said everything that needed to be said because Flores, when you take over a position where a team has been just perpetually bad and you get them to a point where they're respectable for 2 straight years, you have a team that starts the year off at 1-7 and then go on this 7-game win streak. So they're playing for him. Yeah. Like a lot of teams would have been done at that point. They think about 1, 2, 3 Cancun, but they was out there playing hard for Flores. So you got a coach that not only is getting results, but the players are playing for him. That's very hard to get. You have people like Dan Campbell, who people say Detroit plays hard for him, they're not getting the results. With Flores, you were getting both. So why would you give up on that? Are you just saying I'm picking Tua because maybe he didn't want Tua? But it's not like the next head coach coming in is going to be super excited and saying, "Oh, I got Tua now." Like you're not. It's not going to be that for the next guy. So I think it's a horrible decision. Like Chuck said, is going to really haunt them for a long time. And I heard a good comparison on this. Like somebody said, they better find their Steve Kerr to Mark Jackson. Like when Mark Jackson got fired by Golden State, I was like,
that's the perfect example. I was going to say perfect.
Man, hell, they ain't got no Steph though.
But watch this.
Great point.
They ain't got no Klay.
Watch this. But watch this. How you fire Mark Jackson because the organization? This what boggles me.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
You fired Mark Jackson because you didn't get it along with the organization, but they were going up. Everybody was selling up. I don't understand what you're firing him for because y'all can work that out. You may not like him, but he's working. He found all them players. He developed Draymond. He put him in the starting line. You know what I'm saying? I know David Lee got hurt that year, but he never took him out. Draymond excelled. Y'all were about to that organization was about to trade Klay. Yeah. They were about to trade Steph and Klay for Chris Paul.
That's what I was about to say. It always seems like the black coaches, right? Where they say, well, they had problems with the organization. Only problem he probably had was the fact that y'all drafted Tua instead of drafting someone else, right?
Right.
But Tom, you know what's so funny about it? When you look, like I said, when you just look at the scenario and the situation and how things go, you can always see how somebody always kind of tells on themselves. Because if you were willing to make a decision between Flores and Tua, and you chose Tua,
you mean between Tua and Herbert?
Go ahead. No. I'm talking about Flores and Tua.
Oh, go ahead.
If you're making a decision on whether to keep the coach or the player, then why in the world, if Houston would have let Deshaun Watson go right now with all his situation, y'all was taking him.
You got to.
But no. Listen, Avery, whether he could have played or not. So you're not that big on Tua or not, when you was willing to take a Watson that you don't even know if he can play. That says a lot about you. You kind of putting a hole in your story right now. Aaron Rodgers' situation came up. Of course, you're supposed to jump on it, but you ain't thinking about Tua then. You was willing to put Aaron Rodgers with Brian Flores. You was willing to put Deshaun Watson with Flores. So I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Hold on, because we go ahead. Go ahead. Now go ahead. I was about to move on because
I just got one thing. I'm not gonna give up on Tua because at the time Tua was rated higher than Herbert. We didn't know Herbert was gonna be like this. Ain't nobody can say Herbert was gonna be like this at Oregon. They wasn't high on Herbert, so I don't really blame that. I'm just saying I thought Tua would be a little bit more advanced by this time, but he's really gonna have one season. We giving Baker made for 5 seasons, and he's looking the exact same thing.
But
it was pretty high
the
on
same
Herbert
thing. But
the year before, and then that the year he came out with Tua, he had a bad year that year. The year before that was pretty high on Herbert, but then his year wasn't so good at Oregon.
Right. So nobody believes in Herbert at that time.
Awesome
but
year.
that's why I compared him.
Better than people putting up in the game. So he had an awesome year.
Right. That's why I compared him to Jalen Hurts, because they both pretty much had about the same time, right? Jalen Hurts probably played how many games he played last year? I think
he played 4.
He played what?
Yeah. 4? Yeah, 4 games. He got taken out the maybe 3.5.
And then this year he played pretty much probably with the whole season, right?
Yeah, he missed 1.
Yeah, missed 1 or 2 games, COVID, something crap like that. All right, so moving on to something maybe James. No, I'm just messing about. I was about to mess with James, right? The playoffs, baby. This is what everybody talks about. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little pessimistic. I was a little pessimistic at some point in the season early on, right? We had a bad start, just like the Dolphins. We had a bad start. I want to say 2-5, something crazy like that, right? And then we turned around, started winning some games. We still lost some games we probably should have won that put us in that position. I feel like the Tennessee game, and even the Green Bay game early on we lost. It was a real close game, and there was one more game. I can't remember at this point in time. But and then I want to say it was Arizona when they had Colt McCoy. We lost that game too. So there's a couple of games we lost here and there. So James, what are you most excited to see about the season playoffs this year?
Of course, our game, 49ers and Cowboys. I'm excited about that one. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Just the way style of play y'all play, running the ball, dinking and dumping. We number 1 in penalties in the league. So if we get behind the chain against y'all, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough game. So I didn't want to match up with y'all. I'd rather play against Arizona or somebody like that. We be, running gun down the field the whole time. So, but playing against y'all is gonna be a slow game. Y'all gonna slow it down, run the ball, get us in short third downs, and our defense got to step it up. Then Deebo Samuel's out there beasting everybody. So, I don't know, man. I'm nervous and excited at the same time, because once we are gonna win, I'm gonna need you to do them push-ups like ASAP live.
I just want to know.
Show.
Go ahead.
So, but it's I'm excited about that game. It's one more game I'm excited about too. I'm excited about the Patriots and the Bills game.
Patriots and Bills game. This will be the 3rd time for that one, as well as the 3rd time for the Arizona and the Rams. So Damian, man. What happened? Right? What happened with y'all boys, man?
Yeah, we was good, playing good towards the end of the year. You're talking about the Saints. Our defense really stepped it up those last, I would say, 5-6 games. We was the best defense in the league. So it's a shame that defense is getting wasted on a non-playoff team. But we put ourselves in a position where we had to depend on somebody else, and the Rams totally choked away that game against the 49ers. There's no way you should have lost that game. You're up 17-0 to start. And then you go up 24-17. This is the part that people are not talking about. They go up 24-17. They stop the 49ers with under 2 minutes left. 49ers punt the ball away. They need 1 first down. 1 first down, game's over. They run it 3 straight times, only get 3 yards. Might have took 10 seconds off the clock at the most. Punt the ball back to the 49ers and then play the softest zone I've ever seen in my life. Jimmy Garoppolo was sitting back there, just taking his time, reading a book, chilling, throwing the ball down the field for the easiest game-tying drive I've ever seen in my life. It
did seem easy, man.
It was the easiest game-tying drive I've ever seen. I'm watching it just in shock. This is not really happening right now. And if you weren't familiar with the scenario, I'm a Saints fan. The Saints need the 49ers to lose to get in the playoffs. And the Saints had wrapped up their game against the Falcons in the 3rd quarter. So
it would have been easy if y'all just would have lost to the Falcons. Then we could have just saved the drama for somebody's mama, right?
But I
ain't gonna lie, man. I didn't watch the game, right? But I looked up. I seen it 17-0 because I had a prior obligation I had to go to. It's a young lady that goes to my church. She's the first youth player on she's 15 or 16. I can't remember. But she's playing on she's playing on the soccer team that plays at the Crown. So a semi-pro soccer team. So, he promised her we go that first game. So I went there and I looked, and I'm like, we down 17-0? I remember they'll tell you, I messaged the chat like, oh, career over for my boys, right? So then I look back and I'm like, dang, 17-17? Yeah. And then I guess I'm not too familiar with the overtime rules because we went to overtime and we went up 27-24. I was like, oh, it's over.
No, they scored in that first. They scored in that first possession. So yeah, Rams
must have had the ball forever because it wasn't but a few minutes left. But so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go through each playoff game and we're gonna pick our winners and our losers. So I put it up for you for anybody that doesn't know is too familiar with it, right? Y'all guys can see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
all right, cool. So first game, we'll start with the defending Super Bowl champs. Eagles or Bucks, James?
I'm gonna say the Bucks because the Eagles were like the number one rushing team in the NFL, but the Bucks got like the number one rushing defense in there. So
they ain't got nobody.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
All right, I'm gonna go with Philly for my own selfish reasons, right? Because if we beat the Cowboys, I really don't want to see Green Bay into the NFC Championship, right? And I would hate to see them next round. I'd rather see them in the NFC Championship. So the only way we would not play Green Bay if we win is if Tampa Bay loses, because then it reseeds, and then obviously we'll play a higher seed or a lower seed than what the Eagles will play. So I'm gonna pick the Eagles for my own selfish purpose. Avery, who you got?
Well, I ain't gonna say Tampa. They got a lot of defensive players that are injured, but I'm gonna say Tampa. I'm gonna believe in Tom Brady, but I think it's gonna be closer than what people think. So I'm gonna say Tampa.
What got you, Chuck? What you got?
I'm going upset. I'm gonna go Philly. I think no Godwin, no AB. I think that defense is gonna make it a little difficult on Tom Brady to just sit back there. And of course, we know if you make him kind of mobile, you kind of handicap him somewhat. So, but I'm like Avery. I think it's gonna be tight. But I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go upset.
All right, what you got? What you got, DA?
I'm going with an upset as well. I think Philadelphia can win. Wow. Their run attack is different than most teams' normal run attack. That's why they can run on pretty much any team. And when they played against the Saints, who also have a really good run defense, they ran all over us because Jalen Hurts was out there just doing his thing, killing the linebackers and defensive ends with all his moves. I think that dynamic of having him in that run attack will make them good enough in the offense to beat the Buccaneers. And like Avery mentioned earlier, no Godwin, no Brown, lack of weapons for the Buccaneers. I think it's the perfect combination for the upset.
So just so I can get this straight, no, I'm just saying this so I can get it straight. Me, Jay.
That's why it's tough for me, man.
Me, Chuck, and DA picked. Me and Chuck and Damian Adams all picked Philly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then y'all two picked Tampa Bay, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. All right. Next game, San Francisco and Dallas.
Do we need to ask you and James? Can we just keep it moving?
No, can we keep it moving? Like, we don't need to ask y'all.
I'm asking y'all. Y'all already know where we stand.
That's what I said. That's what I'm picking. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Who, me first?
Yeah, go ahead. You running your lips.
Sheesh.
I'm
gonna go San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go San Francisco. I just feel like Dallas is just inconsistent. Offensively, I still don't believe in their secondary. I think Debo is gonna go crazy, in my honest opinion. I think Kittle's gonna have a good game. If Mitchell runs that ball effectively, Dallas in trouble. They're in trouble. Again, I think it's gonna be close. I'm gonna go 49ers.
Yeah, I will say this, man. It's a lot of matchups inside the matchups I'm interested to see. Diggs and Debo, and then Parsons and Kittle. So I'm interested to see that. I think those would be some good matchups. What you got, Avery? I think I already know where you're gonna go, but
I don't see Diggs holding that
right.
Debo. I don't see that. He picks them up. He has a lot of picks, but I just don't see it. A problem I see is Michael Parsons. He's the problem. Like that guy is a problem. I'm going San Francisco because of their running game. and like Chuck said, you said everything. Dallas is inconsistent. I mean, I like, will we have the Dak that we've seen the last couple of games, or we're going to have the Dak pre-injury? I mean, after the injury, will Zeke Elliott be the old Zeke Elliott? Tony Pollard hasn't been showing up. They lost another receiver. It's going to be tight. I wouldn't be shocked Dallas win, but I am going to pick San Francisco.
Who you got, Damian?
I'm going with San Francisco as well. I like their run attack. I think that's the weakness of the Cowboys. They won't be able to stop the run of the 49ers. And
Jays ain't like it.
Nah, bro, y'all like our offense is just trash and so like y'all just like San Francisco defense is gonna lock up the number one offense in the league like it ain't nothing. Like we struggling, we still the number one offense in the league. Like Jesus Christ. Come on, bro.
A lot of y'all good games came against trash defenses, though.
Right.
Like when y'all go against good defenses.
Well, don't say you number one offense like you made you world beaters. You beat
we number one offense, bro.
You beat Washington, the Giants, and Philadelphia. Stop it. Like, stop it.
So that's what it is. That's how it is.
We got to play them 6 times. We beat number 1 too, right?
No,
not really.
Let's stop that.
And I think the two teams that y'all played that has more than 9 wins, y'all lost to, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't make a
lost
difference.
To Tampa Bay.
Boy, we
put it this way: the Cardinals only got 1 win.
Y'all, just for that, everybody did. You know what? Everybody been disrespecting us. Everybody, like San Francisco come in there and just hold us down, like, bro.
Hey man,
I think it's a good game.
Hey, look,
I think it's a good game. I just think
nobody said y'all was getting blown out, James.
In Dallas.
Ain't nobody say that.
Nobody say y'all was getting blown out, bro.
Nobody said that.
No, we're not losing. Period. Man, y'all
you said
man, y'all boys.
Well,
I'll tell you what. I tell you what. If you that confident, I got something for you, right? If we lose, I'm gonna do 20 push-ups. If y'all lose, you're gonna do 50 push-ups.
I'm too old to do 50 push-ups.
Hey, look.
If I was in my 20s, yes, but I'm in my 40s, bro.
Oh my God!
Kill me.
James Bond saying that.
Hey, James thought about that thing for a second. He's like,
wait a minute, bro.
That's 20. That's 20 for the game, 20 for Jake, and then another 10 just because you can, right?
Check this out there. Let's do this. I'll do 40 if we lose live. But if we win, you do 20 with your shirt off.
Oh, Lord.
No, man. You ain't about to embarrass me, man.
You really gonna see the blackness of the man.
I ain't trying to embarrass you. You the one talking like you John Gotti over there.
You really gonna see Grimace from McDonald's. Boy, I tell you.
We already seen him when you had the shirt on, big boy at the photo shoot. All right, man. So next joint will be Arizona versus Rams. I'm gonna go ahead and go first, man. I just think the Rams is too physical for them boys, man. Right? For some reason, man, Kyler Murray does not play good in the second half of the season. I do not know what it is. I had him fantasy. He did great like the first, I want to say 7-8 games. Little injury. I just got the Rams, man. I don't think they can contain Aaron Donald. His whatever was messed up last time he was in the playoffs. I don't know if it was his arm.
His ribs.
It was ribs. That's what it was. It was his ribs. But I think with a healthy Aaron Donald, I think they beat them boys. What you got, James?
It's gonna be on Matthew Stafford. Plain and simple. It's just gonna be on Matthew Stafford if he can finish games out.
So you got the Rams?
So I'm gonna take the Rams because I want to believe in Matthew Stafford because they got everything they need, but it's gonna be on him. So I'm gonna take the Rams. The Cardinals, like you said, the second half of the season, for some reason, they always fall off. And they're not playing good ball either. So I'm gonna take the Rams.
Avery, what you got?
Zona. I don't believe in Matthew Stafford. Never have, never will. Until he does it.
I thought you was on the Matthew Stafford train, man.
No.
That's Chuck, my fault.
No. I've never, I don't understand. I never understood the trade, even though Jared Goff looks trash in Detroit. But
man, Jared Goff. I don't know why you can say you don't believe in the trade.
So switch it and look what he did with the Detroit team.
No. I agree. No. I was about to say that. You're 100% right. I agree.
Look, even though they wasn't good, he still put up numbers.
Right, he did. I mean, he put up numbers. Every time you lose, Dak Prescott does it all the time. He behind. He puts up big numbers. That's nothing known. Okay, so
Shoot,
let's
Danny
stop it.
Dimes will put up no numbers.
Yeah, he puts zero numbers. Zero numbers.
First of all, you gotta stop calling him Danny Dimes. Bro.
Yeah, he ain't diming nothing. Danny Pennies or something like that. He ain't diming nothing.
Y'all
Anyway,
got
I'm going
y'all-
Zona. I don't until Stafford shows. I don't believe in Stafford. He's been throwing too many interceptions in the last. They play that, like he said, they play that soft defense. I don't know why Ramsey was not one-on-one on Debo the whole time. And that was the whole time. I would never
one-on-one to do what?
Shut him down.
He
could
have slowed him down.
Look, as much as I like Jalen Ramsey, bro, the rules is not set up for a defensive player.
I don't care,
to really
bro.
Lock up anybody.
But
we done seen what Devontae Adams done did to the man.
And you're right, but that soft coverage, stop it.
The coverage was crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You think the Rams really cared if they won that game or not?
They needed it for the division. They didn't know the Cardinals was losing. They needed that game.
They was in regardless, though, right?
It was in the playoffs,
the home game,
but they needed a home game.
Right.
They needed a home game, yeah.
But they still end up getting it, right?
Yeah, because the Cardinals
Zona lost. Yeah.
Got you. Okay, I got you. All right, Chuck, what you got?
I'm going Rams. I just don't think they have no way to stop Cooper Kupp.
I
I don't think they got no way to stop Cooper Kupp. And now that you got Michelle and Akers back there both, I think that's going to be a little much to handle. And I mean, this year they've had the Arizona number thus far. Whether Stafford is suspect or not, they've had a number. And like I said, Cooper Kupp is having an amazing year, but at the same time, Stafford's getting them that ball.
They didn't beat him. They didn't beat him twice.
No, I'm saying they beat each other 1 year, 1-1.
Yeah, so
they split, but I still feel like the first time they played when Arizona won.
Yeah,
I think that was kind of a give me, kind of what you're saying, Avery. It's kind of what you're saying, but I just think the Rams have their number. To me, even in the loss, I felt like that was a game Rams could have pulled off. They just made too many mistakes. To your point.
All right, my boy Damian Adams, who you got?
I don't trust either squad, man. But I'm gonna go with the Rams because I trust them a little bit more than the Cardinals. You mentioned Kyler Murray and his second half of the year failures. They won one game in the last month and a half. They beat the Cowboys. Outside of that, been all L's. Their run defense is horrible. So Chuck mentioned the two running backs that now the Rams have healthy. I think they're gonna have a huge day against that Cardinals defense, and they're gonna run it down their throat. And you're not gonna have to ask Stafford to do too much. So that's why I think the Rams are gonna win.
Got you. Now this next game,
Hopkins ain't got a chance to play either, do it.
Oh no.
You know, they said if they made the NFC, they said if they made the NFC Championship game, he could play.
Yeah.
I think Watts came back for Arizona though, right?
Yeah, I think Watts is back. Yeah, I think Watts is back.
All right, so I'm gonna ask a generalized question. Is anybody picking the Steelers in this next game?
No.
Nobody. So we could just
big game retirement party.
Yeah.
All right. So we everybody going KC, right? I'm just gonna put KC. I wanted to make sure before I asked because I didn't know if everybody was on the same page, right? All right, Patriots and Bills. I don't know where. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm gonna rock with even though Josh Allen, man, he been a little shaky this year, man. But I mean, he still had a dang Q, man. None of us don't believe in the boys, man. I'm sorry. Y'all only made because my boy Walker 2 and Wentz didn't play good, right? Walker 2 and Wentz, man.
You become an Arizona fan anyway, man. Bye.
Nah, he not. He talking about he's a Steelers fan.
Well, I don't know why he commented. Never mind.
Steelers going to only way they shock the world is if they don't show up to the game.
They lucky because if the Chargers coach want a dummy, they'll be at home right now.
Yeah,
boy, if the Steelers pull that off, boy,
so it'll be a crazy upset for sure. It would shock the world if he did it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Patriots and Bills, Damian, what you got?
I gotta go with Buffalo, man. I don't trust Mac Jones. Come this time of the year, they're gonna take away the run. Jones. You got Mac Jones asking him to win the game for you. I don't see it. Gotta go with the Buffalo Bills.
Chuck, what you got?
Buffalo easy.
Dang, anybody picking the Patriots, man?
I mean, you got to look at when New England beat them to do through 3 passes. They got lucky and ran the ball. Like that's not going to happen again. So I'm with Damian. Mac Jones not beating them.
I would change my pick, but y'all gonna say, man, Todd is picking the opposite of everybody else. That's what y'all gonna say. All right, Avery, what you got?
Buffalo. Then keep moving. Go ahead, James. Damian said everything he said. I don't trust Matt Jones. This playoff time.
I think Bill Belichick gonna.
Do you trust Mike Jones?
You trust Mike Jones? I don't trust somebody give their phone number to everybody.
Man, you so you said you got the Patriots. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's hard to count out Bill Belichick, especially when he's the best game plan coach in the business, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? As far as like putting the game plan on together, sticking to it. What's going on, Bam?
What up, Bam?
But I mean, to me, he probably the best game plan coach. He like the Greg Popovich of the NFL, in my opinion.
We see what's been happening to him lately, though.
Who, Greg Popovich? Right. Oh, Greg Popovich he ain't got Timmy D. And
Kuzma cooking again.
Yeah, you got DeJounte Murray.
Here you go with the Kuzma.
Kuzma cooking again.
Here you go. All right. I might need to ask the same question about this next joint. Anybody picking the Raiders?
Me.
Okay, all right. So we
Raiders.
Raiders in Cincinnati, right?
Raiders in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Raiders. I think this is a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I'm going Raiders.
I'm just asking, man, because I don't believe in him. Not that Gruden gone. No, I'm just playing with you.
Mark it down. Derek Carr gonna shock the world. Raiders.
See, this is what kills me about this.
How you like Derek Carr but don't like?
Come on, bro. Like, talk. Like, I can't, bro. They do it out of control, bro.
They the same quarterback.
I'm agreeing with you, Tyler.
I'm saying they're the same quarterback, right?
They be out of control, man.
What? Who's the same quarterback?
Cousins and Carr.
Nah, I'm always a Carr. Nah, I can't say quarterback, man. I don't know why. Hey, listen. All the real talk. I don't know why I like Carr. I don't. I don't know.
Other than that MVP caliber season that Carr had, I don't know what he's done better than Cousins.
Listen, I have no argument. So you can say, come on, man. I was never going to argue about all that the same quarterback. No argument there. I'm a fan of Waller. Carr throws in the football. So, that's just me. But I like the Raiders. After the John Gruden, I'm surprised they came from the depths and got in. And the Bengals are the Bengals until they win the playoff game. They're the Bengals. I mean, this is kind of what it is.
You got a point there, man.
They are the Bengals.
You got a point. I can't disagree with you on that.
They've been in 7 years. They've been in 7 times, 0-7. So what's the difference now? Because they got a new quarterback and new coach.
Can't lose them all.
My man ain't playing with you, bro. Out there 200-something yard receiving, bro. He ain't playing with you.
Yeah, but their defense still shaky.
I don't think they got nobody that can check him. Who got Chase?
And who gonna stop Hunter Renfro? There ain't nobody stopping him lately.
Hey, man, listen.
I'm being serious. Nobody stopping him.
Hey, man, can we move on?
Yeah,
every drunk, bro. Can we move on?
Have you been watching it? They almost been stopping him.
All right, James, what you got, man?
40, 50 receiving yards. Hey, you talking about can't nobody stop? You talking about somebody almost got 300,
bro.
Hey, man, Tyler, go ahead, man.
All right, James, what you got?
You don't even know that stat yourself. You just guessed it.
I'm telling you the truth.
You ain't watched the game. You ain't watched the Raiders.
He getting 40, 50 yards, but
they
ain't watched the game,
bro. Hey, man, he been showing out last couple of weeks.
I know who can stop you. All we got to do is back the table up. All right, James, what you got, man?
What's up with this guy?
I'm gonna pull for the Bengals. I don't know, but I'm gonna pull for the Bengals just because Chase. I like the way his season going, Higgins and all them boys. So I'm gonna pull for the Bengals. The Raiders got a good chance, but I'm gonna pull for the Bengals. Say that.
Chuck, what you got?
I'm going Bengals because I don't believe, like, same reason some of y'all, I don't believe in Derek Carr.
Man, that look like a Washington football team shirt you got on. I just want to throw that out there.
Blah, blah, blah. I just don't believe in Derek Carr, so I'm going Bengals.
Hey, listen. See, I'm not tired, Chuck. I don't defend. I don't defend what you're saying. He goes in the depths with Kirk Cousins. He's this. He's that.
No,
he's
I'm just saying.
God. He's the same guy, but you defend the guy. No, I agree, Chuck. I understand. I'm just a fan of him. You still, if Todd says you're a fan, just say you're a fan of Kirk Cousins.
No, but this is when I defend Cousins. When people say he's terrible, right? But then you look at but the same people that say he's terrible love stats. When you look at the stats,
they're empty stats.
He's top 10 in every major statistical category. I got you, Avery. I can get you on the yards and the touchdowns. But when somebody has a top 5 QBR or a top 5 rating, he ain't throwing a whole lot of picks.
But he ain't throwing it downfield either. You can get your QBR about. You can have 19 for 20 for 185.
But would you rather somebody have 19?
I'm being real. I'm not saying he does that. He has
be 20 for 58 like your quarterback with 150 yards.
I mean, you talking about QBR, and you can keep dumbing to the running back, dumbing across the middle. I mean.
But QBR takes into account everything.
Okay, man. All right, man. I've seen high QBRs with low passing yards. So
am I lying, Damian?
I didn't say that, but I've seen high. I've seen high QBRs.
Yeah.
Right, but I've seen high QBRs. We're talking about all the passes. I've seen high QBRs.
Yeah, but we've seen guys throw for 400 and throw 5.
And the QBR has been low. Right. They're taking it. But I've seen QBRs be high, and they have 19 completions for 20 and have 177 yards with no picks, one touchdown.
It's over for you, man.
Come on, man.
All right, what you got, Damian, man? Disregard this dude.
Stop it.
I think this might be the best game of the weekend. I think it's going to be a shootout. I got the Bengals in a shootout. I think Chase goes crazy in this one. I'm going to go Bengals like 35-31. It's going to be a good one.
Woo! Good Lord.
So you think that's a better game than the Dallas game?
Dallas game is going to be good, too. That's a good call.
Honestly, I think every game is going to be a good game except for that Kansas City game.
Yeah, it's over for that
game.
I think that Kansas City game is a bad game. It's not going to be a very good I probably won't watch that game.
It's over, bro.
The Philly and Tampa Bay game, I think, great styles make good games, right? I think their styles, I think will make a good game. I don't think Philly going to get blown out. The rest of the games, I think Buffalo could possibly blow the Patriots out. I hope they don't, but I think it's a possibility, though.
I think it's a possibility too.
But the rest of the games, I mean, I do see a scenario.
I think it's gonna be a good weekend of football for sure.
The Bengals run through them boys, but
this whole playoffs, I think, is gonna be real entertaining.
Got you. All right, so we're gonna move it. We're gonna move it right on along, man. All right, Kyrie and Klay. Man, Klay. Sheesh. Matter of fact, they play tonight, don't they?
They're playing now. They're down 3.
How Klay looking?
He got 10.
Okay. Modern medicine. I know me and Avery was talking about this the other night. How you feel about the Kyrie and Klay coming back, Damian?
Man, when I talk about two totally different feelings towards players coming back, with Klay, man, it's like all this joy, just happy for him after battling through a torn ACL and a ruptured Achilles to get back. I'm not even a Warriors fan, but I got super hyped watching him dunk the ball against Cleveland the other night. Like, okay, this, super hype is good and just dope to see him back. With Kyrie, it's like, can they really do this? Can they really have a dude play only the road games? And what's going to happen come playoff time? Come playoff time, you really going to have him come for games 3 and 4, 6 if it happens? Like, how are you going to have this managed? And is it not going to mess up your chemistry? And then you got Steve Nash, who don't know how to do rotations. So you got Kevin Durant playing 40 minutes a night. and it looks like they might be walled by the time the playoffs come. I just don't know how it's going to work out. Kyrie's a monster. He already came back and showed why he is Kyrie and why he's such a big deal. But, yeah, it's two totally different feelings. Happy for Klay, just confused by the Kyrie situation.
Yeah, I mean, Klay is good to see. You don't often see somebody miss. I want to say they said 900 and something days.
Yeah, 2.5 years.
Yeah, so 2.5 years, almost 3 years. We don't often see somebody miss that much time and come back and you like, dang, they really look like it was when they left. I mean, when Grant Hill missed all that time, I think he missed probably a similar amount of time, right? When he came back, he wasn't the same Grant Hill that he was in Detroit. You know what I mean? He was definitely.
Grant Hill's more athletic though, like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different.
I mean, I agree with you. Same thing with Penny. When Penny missed the time he came back, I mean, it wasn't the same. I mean, say the same for Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose missed a significant amount of time, 2-3 years. I mean, other than probably Durant missing this year and coming back and looking like well, dang, did he miss a year? Yeah. It's not often that we see that though. How'd you feel about it, Chuck? I know you was happy about Klay.
Yeah, I was like I said in the chat, man. I didn't care if he didn't score. I was just excited, just to see him out there, Splash Brothers back, just to be on the court together. I respect what Draymond did, just doing the tip off, and then just to be a part of it. And I know Ty, you addressed it the other night when people saying and it won't just Ray Lynn. There's a lot of people saying
it wasn't just Ray Lynn. It's my boy Ty Benders.
Yeah, a lot of people saying what they need Klay for, because if Steph has bad games, you have Klay who can pick that up. Because there's a lot of right now, like you said, in the playoffs. If you looked at it last year when they was making that big run before they hit the bubble, he started like literally double team and triple teaming him at half court just to make him give the ball. Now but you can't.
You can't do it with Klay.
Yeah. And
especially the way Wiggins been playing.
Yeah, I'm about to say as much as we
I'm
thrash Wiggins,
gonna give him his flowers. He's been
What kind of flowers? Dandelions?
No, I'm gonna give him his roses. He's been doing his thing this year.
Let me ask you this: do you think Poole can really come off the bench and be the same Poole as before? Because Klay been out these last 2 years, so his development been more as a starter. As a starting piece instead of coming off the bench and producing. So you think he still could be the same?
I do. To me, in my opinion, because you have veterans, you have people coming off the bench. I don't know how long it's going to take Wiseman, but let's say Wiseman's not back. I would start them all. I would start all three of them. Me personally, I would go with a three-headed monster and put Wiggins and Draymond out there and rock with it.
I will
take out Looney. You can't do that.
Why can't you?
You got to have some presence.
I think you could play that down the stretch, but I don't know.
You play down the stretch. How the Lakers got LeBron right now.
I would do it. Yeah. But if it's gonna make Poole be the Poole,
different animal than Draymond Green on the board.
But
I think the only team that hurts them against is like Phoenix when they got Ayton down there and McGee come behind him,
or Utah.
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert don't really hurt you though,
or Denver.
But this is my thing, right? And this is the part I don't. You know what? Never mind. Because I totally forgot what I was about to say.
But yeah, I mean,
I know what I was about to say. Go ahead though.
I just think they'll be fine. But like I said, it just helps. As great as Steph is, it helps him that much more.
I think if Klay can come back and be consistent, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see them make a move, man.
But the issue is, Tyrus, you don't need him to be consistent. You just need him on the floor.
I mean, you need him on the floor, but I'm saying you do need him.
The same. Just let's be honest.
But I don't think you get what I was saying because I didn't. Go ahead though.
I know.
What kind of move you trying to make, Ty?
What kind of move you gotta make?
That's intriguing. What are you talking about? What kind of move?
I think they're the deepest team in the league right now. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them cash in some of that depth, some package up some of them young guys. Like Wiseman hasn't really played. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him maybe take a Wiseman and Kuminga and something else and go big game hunting. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know.
Man,
they don't. I mean, when they got Wiggins,
right.
When they got Wiggins, nobody thought that Wiggins was a long-term solution to their problem. I don't think nobody thought that.
Unless good though, like you might as well hold on to him.
I don't know. I just wouldn't be surprised
Wiggins or something like that. I don't see nothing else they need.
I just don't know if you could beat Milwaukee with the team the way it is right now.
Huh?
I just don't think you can. I just don't know if you can beat them.
Man,
because I mean, nobody got it.
Huh?
Now it'd be a good series, but I'm saying nobody got to answer for Giannis, right? So that mean that kind of nobody got to answer for Giannis, nobody got to answer for Steph. That kind of cancels them both out. We've seen the way Jrue Holiday played in the finals last year. Jrue Holiday played great. I mean, you know what you're gonna get from Middleton. I don't know. I mean, can Wiggins be that third consistent person between Wiggins and Poole? Can one of them be as consistent as Middleton or Holiday be? I don't think so. I don't know though.
No, Middleton had them days where you don't know where he at. So I ain't gonna say that.
I mean, he does, but when he does that, I feel like Jrue Holiday kind of picks it up.
The thing is, Jrue disappear on offense, but he's so good on defense.
Right. That's why I'm not like, you got Giannis. All right. Milton's hot and cold. I like Milton, but Jrue, he's just a defensive player. We know Jrue can get some points, but he's a defender. So I don't know. I don't see nobody beating Golden State. I just don't see it.
So you don't think Phoenix could be Golden State?
No, not with Klay coming back. And if Wiseman is just a little bit, that takes a lot of pressure off of Draymond. He don't have to guard Aiden. He can go out the perimeter and guard other people. Oof, I just don't.
I think that's
Wiggins is guarding. Wiggins is guarding too. Then you forgetting about they signed Gary Payton II for the rest of the year, and he's a good defender. Man, Iguodala's still a good defender.
So it's Phoenix. They're a great defending team too. So with
yeah,
the wings,
but I don't think they have the same firepower as Golden State either.
Yeah, I think in order for Phoenix to beat them, they need a third person.
They got to have somebody that can score. Mikal Bridges cannot score. Jay Crowder cannot score.
That's what I was about to say. It's supposed to be Bridges, but he hasn't stepped up in that way yet. He's supposed to be that guy.
Exactly. So
I can see them making a move. Then that makes sense. Maybe they'll make a move.
That's the move.
What move you think they can make though?
I think
I know what's name is
go out the Bradley Beal.
Ooh, that would be Bradley Beal, Booker.
Bradley Beal for who though?
That's a different.
I don't know. I mean, You may have to give up Bridges. You may have
Bridges would have to be. Bridges would have to be in that trade.
Only person I know that's kind of upset right now, and I don't know if this person would really help him, is John Collins. Like, I don't know how much that helps them.
Collins.
He
could really help because it's not like Crowder is playing his best this year at the 4. So
I mean, you think Collins and Ayton would work if you didn't have to give up Ayton to get him?
Or you give that young center that they had, Smith, the one that they drafted high, that didn't get that much clout
on people and stuff like that.
He been hooping. So you
so what you think it would be? Him, Bridges?
You gotta give up Bridges. I mean, that's
other pieces and
there's gonna be some first round picks and stuff like that.
No, we're not talking about Bradley Beal. We're talking about Collins.
No, I'm talking about Bill.
Oh, I don't know if they can get Bill with that.
Yeah, Bill will be tough.
I don't know if Washington would be willing to part with Bill.
They ain't resigning back there.
The only reason why the Collins trade is possible is because they know they're gonna have to pay him.
Yeah. Who?
Atlanta gonna have to pay him.
Atlanta.
He's already paid.
He's already paid. I thought he had to wait.
Signed the contract. No, he signed the contract.
Well, why is he so unhappy then?
He was unhappy before because
he was.
They were just saying. No, they were just saying like 2 days ago.
Oh, well,
Atlanta been playing there.
He's upset about his role.
For Phoenix to get like Cam Reddish or somebody?
That's a good one because Atlanta got too many players. Yeah, so they need to give up something.
At that position, right.
Yeah. You think Cam Reddish puts you better off than Bridges?
Offensively, yeah, they need that power. They need that scoring power. They don't have it.
You think about Cam Reddish last year in the playoffs, like he was a big part for them making it that far.
Because I know the move I keep hearing about right now is John Collins for Simmons. I don't know why Atlanta would make that move, but that's the move I keep hearing about.
I don't know why Philly makes the move. But I heard they're trying to package Tobias Harris and Simmons together.
Man, that's going to be hard. Because you realize what a team got to give up to match that salary?
Yeah, I know. They're trying to get rid of both of them.
That's like $300 million.
Kuzma and Bradley Beal.
Kuzma don't make that much.
You got the salaries do have to match. So
only team that can match that is if they give you AD and Westbrook for Simmons and what's the name, and I know they wouldn't do that.
You might as well one brick and one in street clothes. You might as well give it up. So ain't no one turnover
for a dude that can't shoot and another dude that disappears.
Hey, I mean, what's the difference? At least I don't know. I can't tell you that on that.
With Ben Simmons, at least you got somebody who's young who you maybe quote unquote can get that potential out of. With Westbrook, this is what you got.
Hey, but I mean, you got LeBron, bro. We ain't got no time for no potential.
That's true, but if you add him with LeBron, you got to think LeBron would bring the best out of him, especially backdoor cuts, getting them easy baskets. You wouldn't ask him to do too much offensively. And defensively, he would take the load off of LeBron too. Because Ben Simmons, all the trash talk about Ben Simmons, he's still an awesome defender, and like the talent, the athleticism is crazy. You just mentally, you got to worry about him. And that's
they say your boy ahead of schedule, Avery. Maybe he come back early. Kawhi.
I mean, if Paul George is out, I don't see the reason why Kawhi's rushing. I don't get the point. I just don't get it.
But say Paul George will be back in a couple of weeks, right? It was like
if he comes back, you know what I mean, and that's cool. But I don't.
I mean, Kawhi not coming back no time soon. I think they're talking about like February.
No,
it's January.
You signed that. It's right around the corner. You make it like.
I mean, February. When is All-Star break?
February 20th.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they're talking about like February, Marchish, something like that.
But I mean, if he comes back, Clippers are legit contenders if Kawhi comes back healthy for sure.
I would love to see Phoenix make a run at Jaylen Brown though.
They're not trading him. They need it. With the problem with Boston, they need to put pieces around them. The pieces are not fitting. Jaylen Brown, they've been to 3 Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, so you can't say they don't have the potential. It's just the pieces around them don't fit. They need a pure point guard.
Yeah.
Like if they had Lonzo, I think they'd be a lot different. If they could have found a way to get Lonzo, they'd be a little different because that spreads them out. They don't have to. Yeah, they don't have to handle the ball as much. They can go set to their spots, get to the elbow, wherever they knew where they're comfortable at. So
they're not natural playmakers. They both average low assist numbers.
Correct.
Like they need somebody else who can set it up for them.
Lonzo you got Schroeder.
The Pelicans gave him away for nothing too, so they should have.
Schroeder is a scorer. Like Schroeder wants to shoot.
Yeah,
they don't need that.
That's
need
why they
somebody.
got Chuck Boy out there.
Who?
Marcus Smart.
He's a defender. He doesn't set him up, man.
I don't think Chuck
Yeah,
like
he's
Marcus Smart. That's why I said
He's a defender, and when he makes a couple threes in a row, he got to shoot 7 in the game now. After he make 1 or 2, he about to shoot a bunch of them now.
Ain't that your boy Chuck?
But back to the Kyrie and Klay thing. I'm happy for Klay. I'm with Damian though. I just don't know how that's gonna work. I just think he eventually gonna take the shot. I mean, what if Brooklyn plays New York in the playoffs? He can't play nothing. he can't play no games. You know what I mean? Like those are possibilities.
Yeah, if they play Golden State in the finals, he can't play either.
Yeah, he play Golden State in the finals, he can't play either. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like he got to come because New York.
Maybe he need to hit up AB. AB can get him one of them fake joints, man.
Well, you know, if they don't tell him,
he was good, but he snitched on him. Huh?
He said he probably snapped off on old boy.
Oh yeah,
but you know, AB vaccinated now. And right after that came, he went and got vaccinated. So, I mean, I just think he's gonna have to get vaccinated because look, that's not an NBA problem; it's a state problem. So,
yeah,
you can't do nothing about the state. So, as long as they're not gonna change the law for one person, right? They're not gonna change the law for one person. Like they're just not gonna do it, or the protocol. Let's put it like that. But I don't see it. I don't see how they're gonna do it either, Damian. I don't get it.
All right, so just to backtrack a little bit. Who you got in the NFC Championship, Chuck? I know you got Green Bay and somebody.
Probably. I got.
I say Green Bay. You got to be Green Bay.
Green Bay and the Rams.
Green Bay and the Rams. That's tough. I like that. What you got, Damian?
Green Bay and San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, San Francisco was my Super Bowl pick prior to the year. They just got themselves in that situation where I was rooting for them not to make the playoffs. But yeah.
What you got, Avery?
The funny part is I'm going with Damian. I'm going Green Bay, San Francisco.
Wow. What you got, James? I know Dallas.
It better be Dallas and Green Bay.
Else. Dallas, whoever else.
Wow.
Don't care who else. We running through everybody.
So realistically, if y'all make it through us, you really think y'all about to beat somebody else?
Yes. Why not? We got a high power offense. Our defense, it shows up now and then. So it's the playoffs.
So y'all beat. If y'all have to play Tampa, y'all beat Tampa.
Huh? Yeah, for sure.
Y'all play Tampa, y'all beat Tampa.
Yeah, I think Tampa is the one team they can get though.
Yeah, I don't trust. I got Philly beating Tampa. I don't trust Tampa.
I think we're gonna get y'all. First of all,
y'all ain't getting us.
Yes,
I think they can get Tampa, possibly Arizona, and obviously the Eagles.
Bay,
but I don't think they beating the Rams. I don't think they beating Green Bay.
Philadelphia, we get everybody. So come on now, y'all stop this, man.
Same way I was going 16-0 last year, right?
No, that was last year.
I know y'all remember how it was. We're going 16-0. Okay, now we're going 15-1. Now we're going 14-2.
Our quarterback got hurt.
They got backtracked. They backed up quick, did it? Kept going down. Did
all right, all right, and I got man, I don't want to go to Lambeau. I'm hoping somebody knock them jokers off, boy. I need somebody to beat them jokers. I need somebody to beat them jokers, man. I guess I'm gonna go Green Bay and San Francisco. All right, in the AFC, what you got, Damian?
I'm gonna go with Buffalo, and looking at the matchups, yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo and Kansas City.
Rematch of last year, right?
Yeah.
Dallas can't be the winning team. I'm glad somebody said something, man. But whatever.
Dallas can't be the winning team. We talking about, man.
Who y'all beat?
We got a winning team.
Who y'all? What's the winning team y'all beat?
We beat the Chargers. They got a winning record. Ain't too many other teams on our schedule got winning records. Y'all acting like we played a lot of teams. One of the players was in front of us.
All right, what you got, Avery?
If we beat the Eagles twice, they got a winning record.
Is there a way? Is Kansas City the Titans? Is it possible?
Yeah, because they didn't win it too.
They didn't win it too.
Okay, that's right. I keep forgetting they're the one too. Yeah, I'm picking them. I like the
Very possible. What
Titans
you got,
getting
Chuck?
healthy quick.
Yeah, I go. Dang, Derrick Henry coming back, ain't he? Sheesh.
Yeah, he is. I don't know what version of Derrick Henry you're going to get, but he's coming back.
Yeah, Kansas City, and I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Gotcha. I think I'm a rock with Chuck, man. I honestly don't believe in Tennessee, man. Like they good, but I just think it's something. If they get in a situation where they can't really run the football and they fall behind, I mean, you get somebody on AJ Brown, they ain't really got nobody else. Like Julio is yet to really have a Julio type game in Tennessee. That's just my opinion.
Dang, is the career over for Julio?
Oh, it's just the injuries, man.
He's always injured.
He's always injured.
He had a good game last game.
Oh, he did. I know somebody did because AJ.
It wasn't like huge yardage, but I think he had like 2 touchdowns.
Somebody had like 100 yards, man. It wasn't AJ Brown. Somebody had 100.
But I think that Raiders Chargers games. I told somebody this, and they was like, "Why you say that?" I think the Chiefs are actually glad the Raiders went ahead and won that game because in my opinion, the Chargers play them better than anybody. If you look at the last 2 years, the Chargers has beaten them twice, maybe 3 times, 2 or 3 times, and it's like they struggle. It's like they struggle to beat the Chargers for some reason.
The Chargers should have beat them the last time they played. They left like 12 points on the board.
Right. Oh yeah, the field goals, right? Yeah.
The coach kept going for it on 4th down.
I think that made the Chiefs kind of at ease somewhat.
So one last question, then we're gonna go to career over.
Well, before we go, I want to ask y'all about the Colts. What y'all think about that situation?
Well, that's what I was about to ask. Who's more disappointing for you not to make the playoffs, Baltimore or the Colts?
That's definitely the Colts.
Yeah,
for sure. Baltimore
gotta go with
the
You said more disappointing?
Yeah, more disappointing because I know Baltimore.
You need to add the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers disappointing too for sure.
Yeah,
but the Chargers only. I feel like they only really got an opportunity because the Colts choked.
Bro. But wouldn't?
No, the Chargers and Raiders. Either way, that game would have.
Well, somebody would have got in, right?
Yeah,
but I'm saying
the whole tie thing came in because the Colts lost.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the Colts win, then
only one of them two can get in, right?
Yeah, only one of the two would. I mean, which only one of the two got in anyway. You know what I'm saying? But
if they had tied with the Colts, the Chargers still would have got in.
But at the same time, I get what y'all saying, and I know y'all looking more like at the last week 18 games. But wouldn't you say Baltimore for one that because they were expected? Number two, I think 2 bad coaching games cost them the opportunity with the 2-point conversion situations. I think if they we don't know if they win or lose those games, but let's say you don't make that decision, they win them games, you in the playoff. With
Baltimore, right?
Even without Lamar, like Tyler Huntley to me played well.
He definitely didn't play bad.
So y'all don't think it would be them because they're expected to be there?
I think they exceed expectations. I'll be honest with you. They had a plethora of injuries, man, from their running backs to everybody, man. So their Humphreys went out their defense. So I actually think they exceeded their expectations. Be honest with you.
I mean, you're looking at a Baltimore team that's lost how many games in the last 2 years combined? What, 6-7 games? They were like 13-3 last year, right?
Something like that.
Year before that, I know they probably was like 12-4. So I mean, you're looking at a team that's. I mean,
but at the same time, with Chuck. The coaching decision. Yeah.
I mean, the coach is bad too. You got a team that made the playoffs last year. A lot of people say you upgraded the quarterback position. Carson Wentz is better than
Rivers.
That's what a lot of people say. He's better than Rivers. You talking about how terrible Rivers is, Avery?
They're both terrible. They're both terrible.
Okay. I don't think he's better than Rivers, but
if Baltimore wins that last game last week, are they in?
If they beat Pittsburgh, they were in.
So to me, doesn't that make it more disappointing? Because if you look at those 2 games, if they win one of those games, if they win one of those games,
all that's canceled out because all the Colts had to do was beat Jacksonville.
All they do is the Colts had to beat Jacksonville.
All they had to do was beat Jacksonville.
Nothing else you're talking right now is because of the Colts. They beat Jacksonville. We would have this scenario.
But that's what I said on the sports arena, though. Everybody, remember last week when we talked, right, about who gets in? Everybody just kind of put the Colts in there because they're like, oh, they're going to beat Jacksonville.
Yeah. But if people don't know, they have not beat Jacksonville since 2014.
Yeah, true.
That was part of the reason I thought they was gonna win. I'm like, okay, y'all haven't won there in 6 years. Y'all due to win, and they 2-14.
I think if old boy would have stayed, they would have won.
Who?
If the coach wouldn't have got fired, they would.
So Urban Meyer was still there.
Urban Meyer, boy,
that
fool is stupid.
All right, man. But like I said, we appreciate having my boy Damian Adams on the show. Now, Avery, what you got for us, man?
Oh yeah,
You've been gone for 2 months. I gotta get something good today.
He did it for me. Let me tell you about this. We're gonna go back to this QBR. Let's listen to these stats. Now I want to see everybody on the screen.
Because somebody you want to see everybody. We don't want to see you.
I want to see everybody on the screen. This guy had 16 completions, 22 attempts, 159 yards, and his QBR is 81.4. Is that high?
81.4 QBR is not bad.
That's my point. Look at it. Look at how many pass attempts. He had one touchdown. That was that bum Carson Wentz. He is today's career over. You don't go in there and lose to a 2-14 team. This guy was 17 for 29, 185 yards, a touchdown, and interception. His QBR, since you want to bring QBR up, was 4.4. This guy is hot bum garbage, bro. He is trash. And guess what? He plays even injury worse. The Colts lose their first round pick because he played 75% of the snap. So Philly gets their first round pick as well. They don't make the playoffs. The whole organization need to be fired. Career over the whole Colts. Yo, Carson Wentz needs to get up out of there. Just go get Andrew Luck back. And beg him to come back because Wentz ain't it. I told you he was garbage in Philly. And insult to injury again, Philly made the playoffs without him. This guy is garbage. Career over Carson Wentz. We out, man. That's all I got, man. How my man doing career when losing his voice at the same time? I'm just saying, man. I've never seen a dude fall from grace this bad, bro. This is bad. Yeah. Like he never recovered since that injury when they thought he was supposed to be the MVP. Let's just call it what it is when they won the Super Bowl. I really think with Carson Wentz, when they won that Super Bowl, he's mentally checked out. They got a statue of Nick Foles and the coach in front of the stadium, not Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. So like he's been checked out ever since. And Carson Wentz and Chuck has the audacity to say it's the Baltimore Ravens. But they had one job. One. Beat the Jaguars. That's it. 2-14. Urban Meyer up in Ohio, laying on some chick. He go to the restaurant after a loss. Well, you had one job. Like that. You know what I'm saying? You had one job. One.
Breaking up that man happy home, man.
He broke that one job. What was the score, like 11-26 or something like that?
26 to 11. Like I could see if it was a close game, they lost on a Hail Mary or something, but they got dominated the whole game.
Damian. I still would have roasted them. They lost on the Hail Mary. There's no reason why Jacksonville should have beat the Colts. There's no reason. None.
There's no reason.
Hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor 30 times. Hand it off to him 30. Don't even put it in Carson Wentz's hand. Do the same thing they did in Buffalo for Mac Jones. Three passing attempts. Hand the ball off for the whole time, man. I'm sorry, man.
I could have been the QB if that all you're gonna pass is 3 times.
That's it.
I'm just gonna turn around and hand the sandwich to Avery and let him do.
Boy, you love talking about food, big boy. I swear. That's all you do.
I just hand the sandwich out to you. I mean,
what else? You talk about
I know you're gonna take good care of it.
Boy, yeah. This dude swear he's a small guy.
Oh, I know you ain't talking, man.
God almighty. But Carson Wentz his career over. Period. And if you didn't get that, that was easy for me. When I seen that, I checked it off. He's career for the week.
You failed to mention your team, though, but
it's sad because Jonathan Taylor had a tremendous year, and he messed the whole year.
Right, 15 carries, 77 yards. That's all he had.
He messed that one game, messed the whole season up, man. Like, come on,
season up, man. Carson was terrible, man.
All right, man. So, Damian, man, tell the people where they can reach you at.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man. I always enjoy coming on here with you guys, man, because all you guys know your sports, and I love talking to people that know their sports and are passionate about it. So I appreciate it. You can find me on all social media platforms at The Real Deal WDA. That's The Real Deal, W as in whiskey, D as in Delta, A as in Alpha, on all social media platforms. My podcast is called The Real Deal with Damian Adams. So whenever you go on your favorite podcast platform, put the full thing like a pimp named Slickback, put The Real Deal with Damian Adams. You'll find it. And I do another podcast on Wednesday nights called the 3rd and 3 podcast, which you can find live on Facebook at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday nights. It's called the 3rd and 3 podcast.
I didn't realize I was swimming like this, man.
You're right. You look like a daggone seal. You right about that. You right. You swimming somewhere. Going hunting for fish and everything. Salmon, tuna.
Well, at least
swimming, right? You swimming.
Hey, at least I ain't going fishing for it with my mouth like you. You catching salmon. You catching salmon straight out the water with your mouth like a bear.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. Hey, Raylan, keep running your mouth, Raylan. Jacksonville ain't that far away, bro. All right.
You're right. You're right. It ain't nothing down.
Jacksonville ain't that far, man. Avery got some people down there. We've been had to have you touch down there. All right.
Yeah.
Keep talking, Raylan. I'm gonna have my boy Chuck on you tomorrow night, anyways. All right, man. So, like I said, man, that's it for Say What Said Again. We appreciate y'all for checking us out. Maybe y'all listening on Apple or Spotify, man. Make sure y'all give us some feedback on how y'all like the show. And if you got any issues with the show, it's Avery's fault. All right. We'll see y'all next week. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Peace.